goal. This result means that Real Madrid are now a point behind Barcelona, and it's a third straight draw in La Liga, Craig, and didn't really deserve much more.
Nothing to write home about, is it, at the moment? You know, we discussed it at half-time briefly. I mean, there's no real... When you watch Real Madrid now from last season, apart from Mbappe sharper and scoring more goals and is much more looking like his old self, the rest of it is kind of the same, isn't it? It's you know, Maka touched on it in the commentary with Ian Dark. You know, they allow teams in the bottom half of La Liga to play against them. They don't press the ball, which we all thought Alonso coming in, there were going to be a higher tempo without the ball. We haven't seen that. Now, whether he wants that, and he's figured out that he can't get, you know, Vinicius Jr. and others to go and do what he wants, and he's thought, well, why fight it, and I'll just go the other way. But it is allowing, we've seen the 3 draws, Vallecano away, who are a good side, Elche, who are recently promoted, but they're a good side, and now Girona, who 2 years ago were great, but the third bottom of the league. And for a big chunk of this game, particularly the first 45 minutes, again, you wouldn't have known if you just walked in and said, which team's Real Madrid? Because they're giving everybody an opportunity to play against them, and a little bit like Man City in a sense. What they have got at the moment is a world-class goalkeeper. And we're seeing, you know, Man City giving up opportunities and Donnarumma pulling off big saves. And we saw it again here with Courtois. OK, it wasn't the strongest finish when the lad was through, but he's still got a big hand to it. So yeah, I mean, we talk about Barcelona. What about Hansi Flick's issues? What about the defence? But at least they've got something about them, really got something about them going forward. Have you said to me, are Real Madrid going to put a run together now? Is going to second half of the season going to be really strong? I would be like, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, and once again, there's nothing in this performance that, as if I was a Real Madrid fan, that got me excited. Really nothing. Not
very convincing. We had Archie Rhind-Tutt pitch side for us today with Luis Garcia and Sid Lowe at Montilivi. To what Craig's saying, guys, just Real Madrid aren't convincing anyone at the moment, and now it's cost them these 3 straight draws.
It has, Kay, and given in all competitions, it felt like they took a step forward against Olympiacos. Luis, this was 2 steps back. What stood out for you?
No, I think that today it was about seeing that the Real Madrid wanted to show a different side. We've seen it lately struggling to get a result, but also that also in the displays. Not today we saw, and Craig is totally right. There is no idea. You don't see a Real Madrid that you know what they're gonna do. That you know that Barcelona has got the high line. It could be good, it could be bad. They got that rhythm on the game, right? that speed on the ball. Those 3 players up front, that they know those kind of movements. There is an idea. There are a lot of problems about that, but at least you know what you're going to face. Against this Real Madrid side, it's all about what Kylian Mbappe is going to do. Today, he was the first one in the second half who start looking sharper, trying to find the ball, trying to beat players on 1v1. Vinicius Jr. kind of start asking for the ball a little bit more, looking to break down. He found that penalty. But overall, I think that Real Madrid today wasted 45 minutes because there was no intensity, no anything that stood out from me from the first 45. In the second one is when you see that they're going for it. The determination was there. You could see more urgency, and then you start creating chances. But when you waste so much time, I think that Girona did a fantastic job. They managed how to handle. They start having the ball. They start slowing down the game, and in the end, they got a point that for Girona was very important. For Real Madrid, really put in trouble not only to what Xavi is trying to create, and also the league. Do you see this Real Madrid changing from what we've seen today to a totally different version of Real Madrid? I don't think so right now.
Sid.
Right, let's pick up on what Luis said there. That idea of, do you see them changing totally? In a way, I think part of the problem is that you watch this Real Madrid team and you think the only change is a total change. The only thing that can be different now is for it to be completely different. Yeah. Olympiacos basically said, here you go, here's all the space in the world, go into it. And no one else has done that. And so against no one else has Vinicius and Mbappe being able to play the way they played in midweek. And it wasn't because Madrid suddenly got it right, it was because they were offered such an obvious solution.
The lack of cohesion was really stunning to me. And to be honest, the standout moment for me of that first half was right in front of us when we heard the slap of Kylian Mbappe's thigh guys, I've been signalling for a good 10 seconds, I'm here.
Yeah.
And you would think he is the focal point. Everything is going through him and is working right now. And yet these players don't seem to be on the same page.
In their defence, in that particular moment, and as you said, it was right in front of us, so for the viewers at home who don't know where we were, on this touchline, so it was on the right-hand side. When Mbappe wants the ball and you give it to him is when Mbappe is running through the middle or cutting in from the left. To be honest, on the right-hand side of the pitch, now I'm not saying Mbappe is a bad player on the right side of the pitch, but it's not where he does you the most damage. So I can understand why in that particular instance they turned and went back the other way, but I think it was indicative of a sense of a lack of clarity about what they want to do with the ball, I think.
That is a third game in a row in La Liga that Real Madrid have failed to win. Their next game is on the road as well, Kay, away to Athletic in the week. And that looks pretty tricky right now for them. Back to you.
Thank you so much, guys. I'll be hoping to get back to the Bernabeu as soon as possible. Just want to go back.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not,
All
no, exactly, because the home fans will let them know exactly what they think there. Let's get back to, I want to get back to that Rodrigo moment. You said you were okay with the referee's decision on it.
I don't think there was look, I'm not denying there was contact, but
I'm sorry. If I'm Real Madrid, I'm not a happy camper. To me, that's a penalty kick.
Who's the leader in this Real Madrid team right now?
Mbappe. And he's not really a leader per se, is he? He's not a shouter or, you know, a midfield enforcer. He's leading by what he's doing in front of goal.
He said, get me the ball and I'll show you how to do it.
But that's the problem. It becomes one-dimensional when it's the Kylian Mbappe show. Now, they have other players that should be able to step up, and we saw a little bit with Vinicius, particularly in the second half. But we didn't see a lot of Bellingham. So many issues they're dealing with in terms of the defences and the midfield and Barcelona's high line that the guys mentioned and their reliance here on Kylian Mbappe. Is it a season for one of these others from the top four to step up and shake up the big two? Because to me at the moment, and there's a big question whether certainly Villarreal have the squad to go and do it. We know Atleti have the squad. Whether the manager puts the brakes on remains to be seen. But there would be nothing at all from Barcelona and Real Madrid that would frighten me. And I think we're seeing that in results. We saw, the lads mentioned Olympiacos. I mean, it was 4-3. It wasn't like they romped Olympiacos by 5 goals. And Barcelona go to Chelsea, who are a good side, but they're not the top side in England at the moment, and get absolutely walloped. 3-0. Could have been, oh yeah, they were down to 10 men. Araujo gets sent off. But it was a non-contest, even when it was 11v11. So the top two in Spain at the moment, I think would be sending a message to the others, certainly the two closest rivals, and saying, hey, there's a championship here to be gotten this year, because neither of the two of these are any great shakes, if we've been honest about it.
Now, as you know, it's the third straight draw for Real Madrid. And Sid Lowe, you know very well usually how this Spanish media works, particularly the Madrid press. It's going to be interesting to see what their narrative is for this Real Madrid game tomorrow. What would you suggest it might be?
Well, we've seen a narrative kind of fluctuate over the last 10 days or so, and I think this is one of the really interesting things about it. And as you know, Kay, what happens in Spain is that you don't just purely get a narrative that's only about the media, and I think this is a really important point to make. So yesterday in the press conference, Xabi Alonso said, you know, despite all the noise, despite all the things that have been said, despite the people who want it to go badly, we're okay and we're united. Now, of course, what Xabi knows is that the noise doesn't happen entirely in a vacuum. Now, there's no doubt about it, and I'm not going to deny it, the media runs with things, and we get excited, and we make more of things than sometimes is there. Certainly there are elements of the Madrid media that do that, but it also comes from the things that are being told to those media, the things that have been said from the inside. And so you say, okay, how is this going to be analysed? It will be analysed again in terms of, are the players and Xabi Alonso on the same page? It will be analysed again in terms of what we're talking about. And by the way, it's entirely legitimate to analyse this through what's the identity? What are they trying to do? What's happening here? And of course, because it's Real Madrid, and a bit like Bayern Munich, and me and Archie were talking about this during the game, they're a team that's expected to win every game. Don't win one, it's a problem. Don't win two, could this be a crisis? Don't win three, it is a crisis. Now, and I think off the back of midweek, when there was that sense of it got fixed sort of, because Vinicius and Mbappe played badly. But as Craig's rightly pointed out, they conceded 3 times in Athens. And so I think the analysis will be, again, that sense that this isn't just a game. It's not even just 3 games. It's a deeper problem, and it's a problem of not really knowing who Real Madrid are, I think.
Can I just pick up on a point regarding identity? Because it makes me think about all the times I spoke to Xabi Alonso and was listening to him at Bayer Leverkusen. And one of the most interesting things he said to me was that each pass has a message with it.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking at these players, and I'm thinking also about what you've said about him not getting the number 5 that he wanted in the summer.
Which he absolutely didn't, by the way. Absolutely did not.
That I'm not seeing a player who I think Xabi Alonso sees himself embodied by in this team. And that's a real problem because particularly if you are wanting your team to be a bit more patient and control the game, Luis, then you need that kind of engine and motor, but most importantly, an architect who is giving you that flow, and they really missed that.
Yeah, that Zubimendi is long gone. It's a player that I think that everybody was talking about, and he's doing such a great job at Arsenal. And it was that kind of moment. And Xabi Alonso arrived to this team to try to change the lyrics. Last year and the year before, they were winning, they're getting their results, but you couldn't see a Real Madrid with an identity. And I think that's why Xabi Alonso arrived to the Real Madrid side. Yes, he doesn't have that kind of player, and he's trying to find something into the middle, because today, once again, we saw a totally different midfield also with Tchouaméni, with Arda Güler. Arda Güler was replaced quick after half-time. So that shows that the idea into the center of the park is not there. It's not something, he's not enjoying or he's not liking what is happening there into the middle. But there are some more things that you can see when the changes are happening, because Carreras on the left side, he was not there today. It was Fran Garcia, the other day was on the wide area. So there is a lot of changes, not only rotation because you need to rest player, but also players arrive in different positions. We saw Rodrigo today on the right side, the other day was on the left side. So you could see that he's trying to things, but that the things are not working. And I'm not sure how long Real Madrid as a club can manage those kind of situations, because we don't see something that is changing from what we saw already last year.
There's another dimension to that, which is this is cultural. It's not just about style, it's about culture. It's about what this club does culturally as a football club, and what Xabi Alonso is trying to do, which is countercultural to the way Real Madrid have been for many, many years.
Sid, Luis, thank you very much indeed. Kay, back to you.
Thanks,
The fruitless
Archie.
night for Real Madrid in La Liga.
Countercultural.
Counterculture, no.
Oh, my teeth nearly fell out of sync.
My burning question, though, guys, is what happened with the Girona dog? Did you get to pet it?
Oh,
Did we get to?
did we? I'm so pleased. This is the best moment of the night. Never mind the goals. Never mind a brilliant performance, by the way, from Arnau Martinez. The performance from Kanya was the best we've
It
seen.
looks like it wants nothing
That's the
to do
happiest
with
I saw
any-
Sid all night.
Yeah.
To be fair, she looks the brightest.
Hey, come on, Stevie. So it was the best analysis we've seen all day. Was from the dog.
Ah, lovely stuff. Thank you so much, guys. We'll let you go and get warm. It looks like it was a cold night in Girona tonight, and there'll be some cold reaction to another draw for Real Madrid. Can Barcelona put even more distance between themselves and the Madridistas when they take on their bitter city rivals Atleti on Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern for kickoff? Our coverage will begin at 2:30 with all the build-up to that game.